Hi everybody! I'm back in the kitchen with a special treat for you guys. Christmas is just around the corner and I was scrolling through my newsfeed the other day and I came across a wonderful recipe and it's called Prize Cherry Cake and it's from the old Cream of the West cookbook from years ago, 1974. And I don't know if you guys remember, I remember years ago they used to have the Cream of the West sing-along on TV and we really couldn't wait just to see that. I believe Bob Lewis and Sally West. That's the guys and the girl that had that show on the go. And it was absolutely fantastic and we just loved it. I couldn't wait to see it. Anyhow, that's my oven. We have the best recipe here today now, so I thought I would give it a go because it's a little bit different than mine, and yeah, I just thought I'd share it with you. So I did a little bit of prep work already just so you wouldn't have to hear like the noise of the mixer and different things. So what I did, I'll post the recipe for sure. I got in my bowl here, my measuring cup, 4 cups of flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to whisk that together. You can use your fork, you can use like, you know, a fancy thing and whisk it all together. Doesn't matter as long as it's mixed. So once you get that done, take that and set it aside. Set it and forget it. Anyhow, and then we creamed. It called for 1.5 cups of butter or margarine. I'm a big one for using real butter in ingredients. So what I did was used 1 cup of real butter and 1/2 cup of margarine. And the reason I added margarine, I really don't like margarine other than it tends to make things really moist and soft. Like if I was looking for a soft cookie, I would use margarine as opposed to butter. However, I love the flavor of real butter. So we creamed the 1.5 cups of butter, or in my case, butter and margarine. And then to that, we added 2 cups of sugar. Gradually mix that in there, and then we let it beat up for 2 minutes, which is why you didn't want to listen to me with that. So that's in the bowl here now. And then I added 5 eggs, 1 at a time. And now we have something like this. So when you're measuring your eggs, be sure to put them in a separate bowl and add them 1 at a time. And the reason you put them in a separate bowl first is just in case you get a little piece of shell. It's easy to fish out rather than getting it in your cake, and it's not very nice when you bite into a little piece of shell. So to continue on with our cake, our Prize Cherry Cake, we're going to now fold in our flour mixture with the juice and rind of 1 fresh lemon and a can of, it called for Fussel's cream. That's a really Newfoundland favorite, Fussel's cream. I remember Mom, she used to just eat it on bread with jam and stuff. For me, it's like an unsweetened cream, so I wasn't really fond of it, but people sure love it. Anyhow, they're having a really hard time getting the Fussel's cream in. So what they have is Dutch Baby. I'm assuming the same thing, a thickened sterilized cream. It looks to be the same size. You shake it really, really well before you open it. And now let's see. And the Dutch make things really, really well anyway, like so. Ooh, and I don't know, but it looks better than the Fussel's. I'm going to show you now. Because I found lately, when we were buying Fussel's cream, it was really, really, really runny. But look at this stuff. Super thick. It smells like cream too. So we're going to fold that. So folding means with your spoon. You're not going to use the mixer on that. Sometimes the mixer will beat it too much, and then the baking powder is not going to activate correctly for you. So we're going to add a little flour. And then we're going to add a little lemon juice. And you want to be careful you get all the seeds out of your lemon juice too. I'm assuming this is going to be a really, really nice flavor. Oh, talk about flavors. Before that, I also added, it called for a half teaspoon of vanilla and a half teaspoon of almond. I have this really nice, it's called butter vanilla. It's from Watkins, and I get it from Christy's mom, Darlene. She sells tons of those products, and they're really, really like quality, excellent quality. So I used about a quarter to a half teaspoon of this. I used 3/4 teaspoons of almond just because I was using more vanilla, and I used a half teaspoon of the regular vanilla, so that's already in there. And I'm going to add some more cream. Oh yeah, that's super thick for like Newfoundlanders that like eat this cream all the time. Like, look, really good. I can't wait to tell Mom. She's gonna love it. Yeah, a little bit of the cream. Oh my goodness. A little pinch of this. Lemon zest gives a wonderful flavor to like so many dishes. Like, not even just baking, like lemon with chicken is absolutely delicious. I can share a recipe for that sometime too. I know all of you have been very curious about the Christmas bake-off contest that we're going to be putting off really soon here. I believe it runs from December 4th to the 18th. I haven't got all the rules and regulations and things done up yet, but it's coming soon. And it's going to be open to all residents of Canada. And basically, I think what I'm going to do is just a basic photo competition. So yeah, bake something really nice, take a pretty picture, and then probably I think I'm just going to have you post directly to the group. And then yeah, I'm thinking something like maybe the most likes will win, or I'll narrow it down to a few and choose from there. Who knows, maybe I'll have a special guest, you never know. Super impressed with the cream, I gotta say. I really gotta say. Dutch baby rocks. I don't know how the lighting is here today. We're having a bit of a snowstorm. And yeah, so it's a little dark, a little shadowy. I hope I'm not getting too many shadows on my face. Highlighting all the wrinkles. I'm going to be 50 on my birthday next year. It's actually on New Year's Day. I tell everybody next year. Technically it is. If you couldn't smell this, it smells really good already. I remember Nanny used to make cakes, cherry cake every Christmas, along with the fruit cake. That sure went over well. I'm so happy a lot of you got to enjoy it and make the cake for yourselves. My hubby enjoyed it so much, he's got half of mine ate already. So I went ahead and I made another recipe, and it made quite a large cake. So I have a beautiful stone pan from Pampered Chef. I actually made 8 mini loaves and decorate them, and I got them soaking with screech cloth now, and they're going to be gifts for people for Christmas. I'm just going to add in the rest of this cream now. Yeah. I don't know, but this might be a new favorite for us. Looking at the texture, I mean, it's fantastic. Getting heavy. So I also started my new website, vlog. I don't even know what half of it is. Anyhow, it's just a little place for me to share my recipes and stories from, you know, not only Newfoundland, but I spent quite a bit of time up in Canada's Arctic. So I have some nice recipes from there, let alone all the stories and the photographs. And I mean, we were even down in the ice freezer in Tuktoyaktuk. They have this big community freezer. Basically, nobody goes hungry. If you need something, you go down there, and there's everything, caribou and birds and you name it. I'm sure there's nobody goes hungry there. This is my last bit of flour. This cake also called for 16 ounces of cherries, which is 2 cups. That's quite a lot in my opinion. Most cherry cakes that I've made, a cup and a half at the most. Even the cream cheese one, that's all that had in there. So I'll probably share that recipe too, because that's a nice one to make with those gumdrops. Just don't put any black ones in there. Black gumdrops don't do well in gumdrop cake. And you want to be careful, because as I'm mixing this, and you can see that I'm actually mixing it quite well, there's still some dry on the bottom, so yeah. There we go. So we have a nice, really thick batter. Now to that, we're going to add our cherries. So the other thing was, it called for the glacé cherries. I find cakes, maraschino cherries tend to be much more moist and juicy and stuff. So what I did was use mostly maraschino. I put in a few red glacé. I then chopped really fine some green glacé, and I'm hoping that it's gonna put kind of like a speckle throughout. I don't know. You know me, I always gotta put my own twist on a recipe. So, and I left some cherries whole because there's nothing nicer. It's like a little surprise. I got a whole cherry in my piece of cake. So I did leave just a couple whole. So now it called to dredge it with 2 tablespoonfuls of flour. And dredging, basically all that does is it coats cherries and a little bit of flour. And what that does is it prevents the cherries from sinking to the bottom, basically. Yeah. And I would imagine too, with maraschino cherries, you might have got a bit of juice or something run through the batter. The flour would assist with all of that as well. I'm not too worried about dredging the green in the flour, because the green they're pretty small, so they're not heavy enough, I don't think, to fall down to the bottom, but we'll see. I'll take a picture for sure after I'm done. My hubby wants to eat this one tonight. I might let him. We'll see. Spoiled rotten he is. I just have to watch him with all the Christmas cookies and baking and stuff, because won't be long getting fat. He could join his friend Bob then. Bob's been getting fat from my apple flip recipe, I think. Oh, Bob, you're starting both of my videos now. He's with a wonderful lady, and she keeps him going, I tell you. He seems quite happy, I got to say. Nothing like a good woman in the kitchen to keep the man happy, that's for sure. Now, I'm going to stop stirring because the maraschino cherries are just starting to kind of tint the batter just a little bit, but it's nothing to worry about. So I'm going to take this now, and I'm going to transfer it into my tube pan, which has been greased and floured. You can just spray pan. I wouldn't chance it. Anytime I'm making a big cake like this, I'll always butter and flour, or pan and flour, or margarine and flour, or grease and flour, but something with flour for sure. Because, I mean, that'd be a sin to go through all the trouble, and then, you know, your cake would be all stuck to the bottom pan. Can't have none of that. So here we go into the pan with the heavy cake. Holy smokes. It feels thick like the cream cheese cherry cake that I make. Oh. Sorry about the noise. Oh yeah, I can tell already this is going to be an impressive cake. And it called for a 2-pan. I have a bun pan, and honestly, like, I was thinking with the extra cherries and stuff like that, that it might rise too high, which is why I'm using this one. Although it's only got 1 teaspoon of baking powder, so that's, you know, that's not too bad. Scrape it all out. That's why you need a scraper, Varian. She knows what I'm talking about. We were down to her place a little while ago making up some kind of gratins and stuff, and it's so strange not being in your own kitchen, you know, looking for your different utensils and whatnot. Anyways, we found everything after. So now I'm just going to kind of like just smooth it out a little so that it kind of bakes up easily. I like this 2-pan because the bottom actually comes right out of it, which helps a lot. Now, I think I'm good here. Waste not, want not. Now, I set that aside. I'll let you have a peek. Here we go. So we're going to put this in our oven now at 300 degrees for about 1.5 to 2 hours. And then you're going to let it cool for at least 15 minutes in the pan so it doesn't stick on. Okay, so that's my video, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday night and staying warm in this little winter storm I guess we're having. And get baking and get your photos ready for the contest. It's going to be awesome. Okay, happy baking. Bye.